While evolutionists have declared the fossil record supports the theory of human descent from an ape-like ancestor, the real story concerning famous missing links concludes otherwise. Ramapithecus was considered the first human-like creature based on only one set of teeth. Further research proved this fossil belonged to an extinct relative of the orangutan. The Piltdown fossil was discovered in 1953 and soon declared to be a mixed human-ape skull. Evolutionists estimated the fossil will be 500,000 years old, called it Dawn Man, and wrote nearly 500 related books. However, they failed to realize this find was merely a hoax, which involved the fusion of an ape jaw with a human skull. The intent of this deliberate hoax was to determine how deeply evolutionists researched their finds. A detailed scientific analysis was obviously not performed in this case, since the hoax fooled paleontologists for 45 years. Following verification of this hoax, prominent evolutionist Sir Zali Zuckerman declared, "It is doubtful if there is any science at all in the search for man's fossil ancestry." Hesperonychus was created from a single pig tooth, which paleontologists and even dental experts incorrectly believed was human for nearly 14 years. The designation of OCR man was mistakenly based on the skull cap of a donkey. Boise man was a questionable reconstruction of 400 separate bone fragments in a once supposedly genuine and homogeneous skull. Dryopithecus man was created from a lower jaw fragment, which actually belonged to an extinct ape, and the body of Oreopithecus man was imaginarily built from teeth and pelvis remains only. Evolutionists led by Donald Johanson errantly relied upon a knee joint located 200 feet deeper and more than 2 miles away from associated fossil fragments in their attempt to fool the public into believing Lucy walked upright when alive. Owen Lovejoy, who helped Johanson reconstruct Lucy's skeleton, was actually caught unashamedly grinding a plaster copy of the bones during a 3-part Nova series called In Search of Human Origins, produced by PBS in 1994, to make them fit the deceptive story they wanted to tell the world. Australopithecus africans and robustus were completely ape, while Homo erectus, Cro-Magnon man, and Neanderthal man have proven to be entirely human in body structure and behavior. Evidence has verified that Neanderthal man lived in communities, raised crops, used weapons and tools, practiced medicine, decorated their bodies with jewelry, made musical instruments, had children with those evolutionists consider modern people, buried their dead, had religious beliefs, and expressed thoughts about life after death. Eric Trinkaus, one of the world's foremost authorities on Neanderthal man, concluded, detailed comparisons of Neanderthal skeletal remains with those of modern humans have shown there is nothing in Neanderthal anatomy that conclusively indicates locomotor, manipulative, intellectual, or linguistic abilities inferior to those of modern humans. Neanderthals were not dim-witted, clumsy brutes as evolutionists would like us to believe, but were thoroughly human instead. The discovery of a 47-million-year-old cat-sized fossil with 4 legs and a long tail in Germany was exalted as an astonishing breakthrough and revolutionary scientific find that will change everything in 2009 to conveniently coincide with the 200th anniversary of Darwin's birth and 150th anniversary of his Origin of Species book publication. Although evolutionists, in their words at that time, have just started research on this specimen, they fully expected this fossil called Ida to tell so many stories illuminating the early evolution of monkeys, apes, and humans, which they plan to include within a future book. Although it was admitted that Ida is not a direct ancestor of monkeys and humans, it was believed this creature may represent the essential physical appearance of prehumans. Ida is a wonderful example of how the biased evolutionary community glorifies and places their faith in a fossil before conducting serious and balanced research. Ironically, after further research, secular scientists concluded Ida was just a variety of lemur, which led to evolutionists abandoning this fossil as a missing link. While the initial discovery was paraded as front-page worldwide news by the media, the abandonment of this fossil didn't even make the back page of a rural paper, leaving the general public deceived, which is quite common. Despite modern claims such as these, neither genetic research nor fossil finds have ever proven we evolved from an ancient ape-like ancestor. Jerry Adler and John Kerry summed up the true state of fossil evidence by asserting, the missing link between man and the apes is merely the most glamorous of a whole hierarchy of phantom creatures. In the fossil record, missing links are the rule. The more scientists have searched for the transitional forms between species, the more they have been frustrated. Following 25 years of research, Marvin Lubenow said, the human fossil record is strongly supportive of the concept of special creation. On the other hand, the fossil evidence is so contrary to human evolution as to effectively falsify the idea that humans evolved. This is not the message we hear from 100 different voices coming at us from a dozen different directions, but the human fossils themselves tell the real story. Lubenow continued, the popular myth is that the hominid fossil evidence virtually proves evolution. The reality is that this evidence has been a disappointment to evolutionists and is being de-emphasized by them. In actuality, the human fossil evidence falsifies the concept of human evolution. On the other hand, since humans have been humans as far as one can go in the fossil record with no evidence of evolutionary ancestors, that fact constitutes positive evidence we were created.